Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us here this morning. It's great to have everybody here. You all can be seated. I want to begin by expressing my deep appreciation to our acting Secretary of Education, Dr. Maria Gonzalez, and the entire dedicated team at the Department of Education. This week, we took a major step with the launch of Back to Basics, investing in America's classrooms. This is an $85 billion commitment over the next 5 fiscal years that represents one of the most ambitious and targeted investments in our nation's teachers and students in a generation. Think about that. This initiative addresses a challenge we see across the country. Too many districts, especially in suburban and rural areas, are grappling with teacher turnover rates exceeding 15%. Educators are leaving the classroom not because they lack the passion, but because the cumulative pressures from resource constraints to the demands of early grade instruction and student mental health support have become unsustainable. That's why Back to Basics is built on three strong pillars. First, performance based retention bonuses and salary supplements totaling $45 billion over this program. These will reward and retain outstanding teachers in high need districts with annual bonuses of up to $8,000 for those demonstrating measurable gains in early reading, mathematics, proficiency, using state assessments. And that's one of the key things that we're going to focus on once we get this program launched in the coming months, is that we're going to see, I want to see a focus on reading throughout our country. Right now, we're at the very beginning. I know there's some schools that are still in session, but we're at the very beginning of the summer months here. Summer vacation is underway. I know back in Texas, we had just taken what is called a MAP test, which is seeing where a benchmark test, seeing where our students are um, at different points during the year. They do one at the beginning, the middle, and the end. The reading scores, obviously, for the end of the year are going to be up. But as the summer drags on, our students aren't spending the time with these books. And when they go back to school in the beginning of the school year in August, and what we call BOY in education, their reading scores will be down. That's why it's so important to focus on reading. I want to see one of the districts in Texas has a district reading academy. I want to see that expanded nationwide throughout our country. We have to focus on this. We have to do this. Our children are depending on this. And secondly, we're going to expand public service loan forgiveness and loan relief programs worth $25 billion. We are accelerating eligibility so that teachers serving just 3 years in priority districts, again, those are the suburban districts, can receive meaningful forgiveness. A new streamlined Back to Basics portal will launch in September. We're hoping to get that done and ready to go by the 1st of September. That's the goal. To make the process simple and accessible. No more bureaucratic mazes, just real relief so talented educators can focus on teaching. Third, professional development mentoring and leadership grants totaling $15 billion. This includes district level mentoring programs, instructional coaching in literacy and math, and vital mental health resources for educators. We're launching the National Teacher Leadership Academy pilot in 10 states, and Dr. Gonzalez is working hard with that, and we'll have those states identified here shortly, and we'll be announcing that in the coming months as well on which states will be part of this targeted program. And the focus on this, the strong focus, the strong emphasis is equity. This is families first governments in action. I've always said since the beginning of this administration that we put our nation first, and our families first. Strong schools are the foundation of strong communities. When teachers stay and thrive, our children receive the early grade foundations they need in reading, math, and emotional well being. I think about my English teacher I had in high school a long time ago, but she's in my Sunday school class at church back home in Texas. We talk about it a lot. She spent 30 years teaching. Andrea, my wife, 30 plus years teaching, and it's going to become a principal here in just a few days at, um, at one of the schools in the district back home. That is keep that staying in the district, and that's committing yourself not only to a career, but committing yourself to education. Uh, when schools are stable, working parents can focus on their jobs with confidence. And when we invest in education equity, we build the resilient communities that are the backbone of our nation's future. These efforts also connect directly to the infrastructure agenda that we are advancing because great classrooms and modern, resilient infrastructure go hand in hand. American families deserve both. Secretary Gonzalez, I know you've been on the job for a while now, but I'm going to task you a few things this morning. One is the final regulatory guidance and opening of the state application portal coming up in the next few weeks. I know you're hard at working on that, and you've been giving me updates on that as we're going along. The formula for initial build and distribution in August, and then how we are prioritizing districts serving more than 40 economically disadvantaged students. Early feedback from the field and any refinements needed to maximize the impact for our 26-27 school year. And opportunities to coordinate with our international partners. Next week's the G7 summit overseas, which I'll be attending in NATO coming up in July as well. And I want to bring global education to the forefront. I know we got a lot of things to talk about over there, but I want to bring the importance of education to the table and what we're doing in this country. And so you're going to be part of that as well. We have a full day ahead with final G7 preparations. As you know, we leave Sunday night for that event. But this domestic work, investing in our teachers, students, and it's the heart of what this administration is fighting for. It honors the values of opportunity, dignity, and community that refine or define our country. I'm eager to hear from all of you here this morning. Secretary Gonzalez, please lead us through the briefing. The floor is yours. And as we usher our press out, as we always do, thank you very much, press, for attending. Let's go ahead and begin this event. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, press. Thank you.